toast to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Hemp hard, legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Sean Mack. Let's talk some damn sports.
Thanks for tuning in, sports fans only. C. Anthony back with another video. On deck, Jaron Ennis, you guessed it, man of the hour, talk of the town, man of the week. Impressive TKO victory this weekend over Sergey Limpinets. TKO in dramatic fashion. Limpinets, we all know, very tough, hard guy. He's one of those guys that's there to be hit. He doesn't use his jab enough, doesn't use a lot of footwork. He's there to trade, he's there to exchange. Early in the fight, he did had a little bit of success landing the overhand right on, overhand right a couple times and right to the body on Jaron Ennis. But it was a long time coming for Jaron. This is one of those statement victories that he needed. I would say a unanimous decision wouldn't have been enough for him. That would have left some questions up in the air, but he disposed of Limpinets in the 6th round. So shouts out to him. Jaron Ennis, 74-inch reach, 5'10", strong, quick, great footwork, switch hitter. He does it well, does it better than most. Also, I'll bring up one of the things I like about Jaron Ennis. I think one of the most important things to me that makes him a tough competitor is going to be his punch selection. With a punch selection like his, it's kind of off rhythm. I think when he moves up in competition to some of those tougher fighters, the bigger name fighters in the division, I think it's going to cause some problems because with his punch selection, he's going to be hard to time, hard to set traps on. He's the way he throws the punches when he's in the southpaw, when he throws that double straight left, he's unique in his own way, but the reason I see him maybe having a lot of success in his career, when you look back, I'm not comparing him to these fighters, but just a quick glimpse on some guys with the unique punch selection. I'll bring up some guys like, Prince Nassim Hamed. He was very hard to time, very hard to set traps on. I would say a young, pretty boy Floyd from 2001 to 2002, he was actually extremely hard to set traps on, hard to time somebody when you don't. Sometimes to get on the line with somebody and trade and be able to time somebody, you kind of need to be able to have some forethought on what's coming. Ennis, he throws some unique from different spots, similar to like a Roy Jones. Also, his delivery is a little bit different. So the uppercut also can nullify a lot of the bigger guys. But I want to say with Limpinets, he did what he had to do. I did a video a couple months ago. I think it was called something like Jaron Ennis, future welterweight star or champ or something like that. So Saturday, which is past, this is a little bit into the future, and my thoughts kind of changed a little bit. I'm starting to think he doesn't have to wait a long time to go and get these big guys. Some of the guys at the top of the 147 division. I think Jaron Ennis, his time might be now. I would say it's a long list of fighters. I'm going to just go off on some of them. There's Crawford out there. There's Spence. There's Mikey Garcia. There's Danny Garcia. There's, Amir Khan wouldn't do much with Ennis. I think he'll be stopped shortly. And it'll probably be easy work for him. But there's a lot of names out there. And I would say Keith Thurman, that might be a good fight for him. He might be able to have an exciting fight with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, his career is winding down kind of slowly. He's not having a lot of fights. I do think he's still one of the top contenders at the 147 division. I'm not even sure if he would take the Jaron Ennis fight. I think he'd probably, if he was going to lose a fight, maybe he'd probably want to stay with the. I don't think he'd want to lose to like one of the younger guys, put it like that. So he might stay away. Sean Porter already said that he was not going to take Jaron Ennis. Mikey Garcia, I believe he said that stylistically it was a bad matchup for him, so I don't think he's going to take that fight. Danny Garcia being a Philly fighter, somebody in the comment section once said that Philly fighters don't fight Philly fighters, but I don't think that I think Danny Garcia is real too slow. His feet's too heavy to mess with Jaron Ennis. The way he moves around the ring well, he's I'll say the fight I would like to see right now, no waiting. I don't think he could get the Spence fight. Spence is probably going to fight 2 fights at 147 and move on. Definitely going to be Ugas. I don't think he'll get Crawford. I think some kind of way with Bob Arum and Team Crawford, I don't think that fight will happen. But if it did happen, I think that he stands a big chance of hurting Terrence Crawford. Crawford is he's stylistically he's a technician. He's probably one of the best at 47. The way he gets his offense off, he's a switch hitter also. I don't think he switches as well as Jaron Ennis, but he can definitely switch. But being at 5'10" with the 74-inch reach, I believe Crawford is 5'8" with a 74-inch reach, so they'll be in distance to put paws on each other. But I think it'll be a little bit different in that fight because he can move, but with his stature, with his size, I think he'll give Crawford some problems. And I don't think you should wait deeper to fight this guy, to fight Crawford. If that's the fight that presents itself, I think he'll do well. I believe he's calling out Keith Thurman, which is great for him. I just don't see Keith Thurman taking that fight. I think Keith Thurman would rather take some bigger purse fights to get some money in the back end of his career versus possibly getting stopped by like somebody like Jaron Ennis. If he could go 12 with Jaron Ennis and hold his own, it would be great. I think I will say Jaron Ennis does have great defense. The Philly shoulder roll is on point. It's tight. It's so his shell is hard to break. But Thurman, he will start to throw some bombs on Ennis if they ever cross pads. I think the overhand right. If you think back in that fight with Sergey this weekend, second and third round, a little bit of success with the right to the body and then the overhand rights also. I'm not sure how Ennis would. I'm not sure if he'd stay in the pocket or he would try to dodge those punches, but Thurman can throw some bombs. Overhand right with Keith Thurman has always been one of his good punches. I don't think Keith Thurman has the defense to the body to stop Jaron Ennis from pressing the attack. Keith Thurman being about 5'7", and he has a much shorter. I think he's around maybe 69 or 70-inch reach. So that'll be a tough fight for Keith Thurman, but the time is now for Jaron Ennis to move up. Congratulations on what he did this weekend, and it's a stepping stone into the future. I think that he'll be able to possibly, definitely, I'm sure he wants a fight this year. So we'll take off Crawford and we'll take off Spence for this year. That'll be done. So some fights that more than likely can happen. The Crawford fight and the Spence fight, they could happen, but more likely, I would say maybe a good fight with Porter. Porter won't do it. So right now, all roads seem like it's kind of leading to Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman needs a fight. Jaron Ennis needs another statement. So I got to say, sometimes I say, these fighters, they need to hold and don't rush. But right now, I don't think we could sit back and wait for like another pandemic or a big thing to slow the sport down again. The sport's already slowed down tremendously last year. So boxing is in catch-up mode. So right now, looking like Keith Thurman is looking like he might be on deck for Jaron. I will say Jaron, he also his defense. I would say he kind of stood in front of Sergey this weekend. His defense is better. He knew what to expect from Sergey, and he knew about the power. But in other fights, I will say Jaron's defense will be more on point. On the shell, he's hard to hit. And I'll say at 5'10", he's going to be tough for anybody in that division. So shouts out to Jaron Ennis, Philly on deck. Sports fans only, tune in if you like the content. Share, subscribe, comment. Thanks to everybody who subscribed over the last couple of days. Hit the like button. And I'll probably be right back with more Jaron Ennis videos. So peace out. Be well. Thanks.